Hello students, welcome back to my class. Today I am going to teach class 7th. The subject is English and the sub-subject is grammar, topic is sentences. In sentences, simple, compound and complex. This is chapter number 17 in your book. So today we will do the revision of this chapter, and in revision especially we will do the exercises. So today I am going to teach class 7. Subject is English, the sub subject is grammar, the topic is sentences. In sentences we will study about simple sentence, compound sentence and complex sentence. This is chapter number 17 in your book. So first of all, let us see what is a simple sentence. What is a simple sentence? A simple sentence is a sentence which contains only one subject and one finite verb. The simple sentence is a sentence which contains only one subject and one finite verb. For example, he reads a book. In this sentence we see that there is only one subject and one finite verb. If we want to make any sentence simple, we have to use only one finite verb. If there are more than one finite verb, the sentence will not be simple sentence. If there are more than one finite verb, we have to change those verbs into non-finite to make it simple sentence. Now see the second one. The second one is compound sentence. Compound sentence. A compound sentence is a sentence which contains the sentences of equal rank. A compound sentence is a sentence which contains the sentences, the clauses of equal rank. Compound sentence contains the clauses of equal rank. There may be two clauses or more than two clauses. For example, he came in and I went out. So this is one clause and this is another clause. This is the conjunction, that is coordinating conjunction. In compound sentences we use the coordinating conjunctions. So these two clauses are equal. They have equal rank. They can be used independently. That's why these clauses are also called the independent clause. So these clauses are independent clauses. So we can say that compound sentence is a sentence which contains the clauses of equal rank or independent clauses. Now come to the third one. The third one is complex sentence. Complex sentence. A complex sentence is a sentence which contains one principal clause and one or more than one subordinating clauses. In compound sentences, the clauses are coordinating. These are coordinating clauses because they have equal, they are used in equal rank. They can be used independently. That's why these clauses are coordinating clauses. But in complex sentences, there is one principal clause, and there may be one or more than one subordinating clauses, or we can say dependent clauses. Subordinating clauses, here we can say dependent clauses. The clauses that are used in complex sentences are dependent to the principal clause. For example, I don't know where he has gone. Full stop. This is the principal clause. I don't know. This is principal clause. This is principal clause, and this is subordinating a dependent clause. This is subordinating a dependent clause. Without the help of this principal clause, this subordinating or dependent clause will not give its meaning. It will not be cleared. So it will always be dependent on principal clause. So this is the complex sentence. In a complex sentence, there is one principal clause and there may be one or more than one subordinating clauses. So these are the simple sentences, compound sentence and complex sentence. So this chapter is about these three types of sentences. Now let us do the exercises of this chapter. In this chapter here are two exercises. First of all, let us do exercise number 1. In exercise number 1, it is said, write whether the following sentences are simple, compound or complex. We have only to tell either the sentence is simple, compound or complex. So the first sentence is old mother Hubbard, old mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get the poor dog a bone. Second sentence is Joe waited for the rain. Joe waited for the rain. Third one is Mary and Samantha took the bus. Mary and Samantha took the bus. Number 4, people who eat too much die early. People who eat too much die early. Next sentence is either you are mistaken, either You are mistaken, or I am, or I am. Next sentence, next and last sentence is, he was caught in a shower. He was caught in a shower, as he was returning, from school. So these are 6 sentences, and we have to tell either these sentences in complex, compound or simple. Either the sentences are simple, compound or complex. So the first sentence is, old Mother Hubbard is the subject. This is finite verb. Went to the cupboard to get. This is non-finite verb. This is not finite verb. This is non-finite verb. The poor dog a bone. Went to the cupboard to get the poor dog a bone. It means the sentence has only one subject and one finite verb. That's why this sentence is simple sentence. So this is simple sentence. Now see the second one. Joe waited for the rain. We see that here is only one subject and one finite verb. That's why the sentence is in simple. This sentence is also simple sentence. Now see the next one. Mary and Samantha took the bus. Mary and Samantha is the subject. Although this subject is joined by a conjunction. These words Mary and Samantha are joined by a conjunction, but these are only words. These are not, here you can say, these are not different sentences. These are only words. That's why these two words are the subject. So here is only one subject and only one finite verb. That's why this sentence is also simple sentence. See the next one. The next one is, people who eat too much die early. People die early. People die early is one clause, one subject and one finite verb. Who eat too much, this is another clause. Who, one subject, eat, another finite verb. Means this sentence has more than one finite verb and more than one subject. It means this is not simple sentence. This is complex sentence. Why? Because who eat too much is dependent on people die early. Without people die early, this clause will not clear its meaning. That's why this sentence is complex sentence. Complex sentence. Now see the next one. Either you are mistaken or I am. Here are two sentences. One is you are and other is I am. But these two sentences are of equal rank. For example, you are mistaken, I am mistaken. Mistaken is left because we don't use our word. If we have to repeat the word, we left that word. We don't repeat the word of one class in another class. So this is compound sentence. It is joined by the word either or. So either or, neither or, na, these are also called the correlative conjunctions. So this is compound sentence. And the next one, sixth one is Sixth one is he was caught in Ashaba as he was returning from home. He was caught in Ashaba. This is principal clause. As he was returning from school is the dependent clause. If we say as he was returning from the school, the meaning is not clear. It is dependent on the first clause. The first clause is he was caught in a shower. This is principal clause. This is subordinating clause. It means the sentence is complex sentence. The sentence is complex sentence. Now let us see exercise number 2. Exercise number 2 is state which of the following sentences are compound and which are complex. In the case of a compound sentence, separate the coordinating clauses of which it is made up and mention the conjunction connecting these clauses. If a sentence is complex, divide it into its clauses and state the principal clause and the subordinate clause or clauses. So the first sentence is man is guided by reason. Man is guided by reason and beast by instinct. And beasts by instinct. So this is a compound sentence. It is joined with the help of coordinating conjunction and. So this is a compound sentence. This is compound sentence. But it is said that if it is compound sentence, in the case of a compound sentence, separate the coordinating clauses of which it made up and mention the conjunctions connecting these clauses. So the first clause is man is, the first coordinating clause is guided by reason. And the second clause is beasts are guided by instinct. Why? And beast by instinct, it means is guided by, but here the subject is plural, that's why we will use a plural verb. And we don't repeat the same thing if it is going to be repeated in the next class. If it is already used in the first class, we don't repeat the same thing in second class. So this is used for both the classes. That's why we will also write here these verbs. But here the subject is plural, that's why we will write a plural verb. And the conjunction that is used, conjunction is and is the conjunction that is used to join these two clauses. Now let us see the second sentence. The second sentence is he trudged on though he was tired. He trudged on though he was tired. This is a complex sentence. Why? Because he trudged on though he was tired is not complete in itself. It is dependent clause. This clause is dependent on this trudged on. So the first and If a sentence is complex, divide it into its clauses and state the principal clause and the subordinate clause or clauses. We have only to tell which is principal clause and which is subordinate clause or clauses. So the principal clause is he trucked on. He trudged on. And the subordinate clause is though he was trudged. Though he was tired. Though he was tired is the subordinate clause. Now see the third one. The third one is the commons passed the hill. The commons passed the bill. Passed the bill, comma, but the lords threw it out. But the lords threw it out. Threw it out. Full stop. This is a compound sentence. It is joined with a coordinating clause. These two clauses are independent clauses. That's why this sentence is compound sentence. And the first clause is in this sentence, the first coordinating clause is the commons passed the bill. The commons passed the bill. And the second coordinating clause is the lords threw it out. The lords threw it out. And the conjunction that is used to join these two clauses are but. But is the conjunction that is used to join these two clauses. Sentence number 4 is he will yield neither to force nor to persuasion. He will yield neither to force nor to persuasion. So this is compound sentence. The sentence is joined with the help of correlative conjunction, neither nor. The first coordinating clause is he will not yield to force. He will not yield to force. The second independent clause, coordinating clause is he will not yield to persuasion. He will not yield to persuasion. Will yield is not used in this clause because it is already used in the first clause. That's why it is left here in second clause. and nar give the meaning of not, and neither is also gives the meaning of not. So we will use he will not yield to force, he will not yield to persuasion. So these are the two clauses that are used in this sentence, and the conjunction that is used, in this sentence is neither nor. Neither nor are correlative conjunctions. It is a correlative conjunction and it is used in this sentence. The next sentence number 5 is the man who stole your purse has been arrested. The man who stole your purse has been arrested. This is complex sentence. And here are two clauses. One clause is principal clause and the second clause is, and the other clause is subordinating clause. So the principal clause in this sentence is the man has been arrested. The man has been arrested. And the subordinate clause is who stole your purse. Who stole your purse. So this is sentence number 5. Now let us see sentence number 6. This is the last sentence of this exercise. The police must know where he is living. The police must know where he is living. This is a complex sentence. The principal clause is the police must know, and the subordinating or dependent clause is where he is living. Where he is living is dependent on the police must know. So the principal clause is the police must know. The police must know. And the subordinate clause is where he is living. So this is sentence number 6 in your exercise. Now the exercises of this chapter are completed. So my class is over. Thank you. Have a nice day.